Bingo.
Episode 80
Well on.
of the TRT podcast with Kenneth O Driscoll.
What's the story, bro?
What's the crack, man? We'll roll up that window so
Sorry.
there's no mad noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, better sound. So Kenneth is the head coach of Cherry Orchard Running Club.
That's right.
Business owner. Get your ocean robes off him.
Ocean Robes.
Ocean robe.
Irish owned.
Irish
designed.
owned company. Designed. And you're online with that? On Instagram?
Yeah, oceanrobe.ie and Instagram oceanrobe as well. Yeah, get me there. So
So if you want to be a proper cold water swim wanker, get your
That's
ocean robe on.
an ocean robe wanker.
Don't be buying them dry robes.
No,
They'll
exactly.
fucking
That's
rob
it,
you.
brother. That's it.
But how's things?
Good. Yeah, the last couple of days have been really good. Flat out training and walking. So, you know what I mean. But tired now. Today I'm a little bit tired. So that's part of the job.
And you did
You know
that.
what I
You brought a group down to Connemara Harp a few weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, the first
much
sort
ago
of
that?
official race that I done in 2 years due to injuries and obviously the pandemic and whatnot. But yeah, we had a bleeding cracking time. A few of the girls, a few of the lads out of the club, and myself, we done it. So smashed that. Tough little run, but it was good. We really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So that was deadly.
Yeah. No, it's. I see you have a nice little group. And little group is all going around, beginners, and some people are really into it. And
Yeah.
you're kind of. You start them off with that couch to 5k.
Yeah, that's where that's really the speciality. What I do personally, like anyone who wants to advance in the run, I'd always put them onto another coach. You know what I mean, to get them more advanced. But for me, it's the couch of 5k. I love the beginners. I love getting people that don't believe they can run 5k and then get to the finish line of that bleeding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Delighted that they've done it. So that for me, that inspires me. You know what I mean? And it's where I brought every one of them in the club as well. From starting off no running at all, you know what I mean? Got them out with me, a couple of little runs, and then before you know it, half of them are smashing ultra marathons now and doing all sorts, you know what I mean? So it's brilliant. It's great for the community as well up here, you know what I mean? Cherry Orchard, not even Cherry Orchard, but a lot of run down areas didn't really have running clubs.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's massive to see the club at the ground from where I started off to where it's at today. Is just, it blows me away sometimes when I see it. I don't see it, see it enough, but when I do see how big it's at the getting,
Yeah.
and I look at it, I think, Jesus, deadly. Yeah, but it's great.
And like I was in a running club. I ran Raheny Shamrocks, right? But to be Clonliffe Harriers and other clubs like that. And like what you say, I've only really noticed it from the pandemic. So running is like a middle class sport.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the blokes, you know, they have good jobs and all, and that's the way they are. It was a middle class, but I think with the pandemic, then I seen before the pandemic, your club and that inner city running club.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, you'd never see people like organised running around here. Or, you just wouldn't.
Yeah,
you might
that's
see
it.
somebody out from a boxing club or whatever.
Yeah.
But you just wouldn't. Why do you think that was? Why did that? Did you think the pandemic kicked it on, or just health and fitness in general?
The pandemic definitely gave it a good kick. Like, you know what I mean? For mental health, for me, it was like running was like therapy for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pass that on to others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was friends of mine who lost family members, got caught up with drinking, drugs, and everything else. And running was an outlet for us all.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To stay clean, to get through hard times in life. But
Yeah.
so when the pandemic kicked in, I think people realised what I could do for them.
Yeah.
And that endorphin kick and that, like, the runner's high, there's nothing like it. So,
That's savage.
and from there, there was just clubs popping up all over the gaff. Like,
Yeah.
I gave a few of them a dig out. Like, I was giving the inner city lads, I had a little chat with them, meeting up with them, and then there's the Bono, Clondalk, and there's
Savage.
about 6 different clubs that we sort of touch base with through the pandemic, just to give them a little bit of advice and help them, you know what I mean, set up stuff like that. But it's, again, just for headspace.
Yeah.
Just to clear the mind, man. It was just fucking deadly. You know what I mean?
And even I think there's Jared Edmonds Club around the Coolock area, but there's another one kind of over near Northside Shopping Centre as well. You just wouldn't have seen that years ago, you know what I mean? Running up the road in a pair of shorts, get that cunt. You just wouldn't see that.
No.
Now you do, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
It's brilliant it is. Like, we do a run down to Phoenix Park, and it's the guard that organise it.
Yeah.
And I remember we were standing the first year, we were standing there at the start line, all the coffers were all in it, and we were looking at each other and they were saying, imagine we never thought we'd be running with them.
Yeah.
I was running away from them.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, no, it's like the pandemic really gave everyone a little outlet. because no one could go anywhere. There's no gyms open.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So what do you do? Put on a pair of runners, group of lads meeting on the corner,
Yeah.
boom, out with them. So
Yeah.
bleeding cracking to see. I love seeing it. Like everyone, so many clubs now popping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's good. And you've a triathlon coming up yourself.
Yeah, of a 70.3 in Switzerland.
Nice.
That was it was nearly getting called off by me now. I was nearly putting it off. Sorry, should I say? To lack of training, a few other bits, but yeah, I have that coming up in 5 weeks' time, which I'm bleeding buzzing for. You know what I mean? My swimming's had to coming back. Like I said, it's hard to step back a little bit from the swimming, but now that it's going ahead, I'm at the open my game, and yeah, I can't wait for it. Like see Switzerland, and then to do a triathlon as well. Ironman is brilliant as a sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, mixing the three of them together,
Yeah.
like the swimming, cycling, and the running. So yeah, that's my next big one. So hopefully I'll get through that.
That'd be good, boys. That'd be good, boys.
Yeah, definitely.
So we were at Willa's play the other night.
That's right.
So, and it's funny. I was listening. I've spoken to Willa before about this, but and listening over, having a conversation with you and Willa, and you were saying they were talking about a bit in the play. If you haven't seen Willie White's play yet,
Fucking cracker.
the examination, get on it. It's going to Paris next week.
That's right.
And then it's in Norway, but it comes back to Ireland, I think, next year, but it's around the country rather than Dublin.
In Dublin, right.
So if you can get to it, we're not going to ruin it by giving the plot away, but if you can get to it, highly recommended. But there was a scene in the play, and I was listening to you and Willa then after it, and I'm bleeding. I was like that, going, okay, that sounds bleeding rough. They're talking about, so you were in prison for a while, and you and Willa were talking about being behind the door. And another runner that I read loads on, his name is Joseph Campbell. He's dead now.
Right.
He was a serious runner years ago. But he done this book called The Hero's Journey. And listening to you and Willa, and everyone has to seek their pain in different ways according to Joseph Campbell. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Pain is the touchstone to spiritual progression.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know Willa once, like, when he went to prison, it's like, fuck this, I'm not fucking coming back here again.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How did you feel your stint in prison? Do you feel that it changed your life, or did you say, I'm not fucking coming back here again?
100%. That's the exact words I used to myself as well. It was, there's not a fucking chance I'm coming back here.
Yeah.
It was a hellhole. I was only 18. I was 18. I ended up in Pat's prison because I was under 18 when I was nicked. I ended up in Pat's for 2 weeks, which was like getting fucked into the lines then.
Yeah.
These are all teenagers.
Yeah.
These are the, you know what I mean, teenage years where everyone's showing off. Everyone wants to be the daddy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everyone's the top dog, you know what I mean? So I was in there for 2 weeks. Thank God I fucking turned 18. I went into the joy, which is, some people would think it's daunting, but it's not, because I'm all mature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The prisoners, I got to, there was friends of my family probably in there as well that probably took me under their wing. But again, it was bleeding horrible. I cried when the door was shut. I'll be honest with you. The first day, the door got slammed. And I always remember thinking you were going to be the tough guy when you were acting the bollocks. You're going to end up and say, we don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? But door was slammed. I cried. I remember thinking, you know what I mean, this is heavy. 6x6 cell or whatever, door locked. And then, I thank God I was very, very lucky that when I got nicked, I was nicked with older lads. The older lads said to me, to blame us. He says, we'll take the rap for you. They were bollocks that anyway. Which the judge took into consideration, left me in custody for 6 months in Mountjoy, and then I got out. But the judge looked at me and says, how did you feel that? You know what I mean? Like, I says, nah, it was a nightmare, I'd never go back. You know what I mean? Which was, like, I'm glad that the way it happened, you know what I mean? Because, like, I could have been a lot worse. I could have got a few years in there, you know what I mean? For the crime that was committed, like. Yeah.
No, it was interesting listening to that, and I know another few people as well that have been to prison and changed their lives or whatever, just going down positive routes because they had that kind of awakening to go. And we all have to hit them awakenings different ways, you know what I mean? Yeah. We all hit them different ways, but going, nah, fucking not going back there again.
Now, in saying that, like, although I did say I'd never go back, it didn't stop me fucking... You know what I mean? Like, getting into trouble going forward. Like, I ended up on drugs in there. Do you know what I mean? A lot of bad stuff came out of it, like, you know what I mean? Which I was lucky. Yeah. years later, my daughter was born. I remember saying to myself, right, come on, here's a human being that's dependent on you. So I ended up getting my act together. You know what I mean? Got clean, got into sports, and then that's how we ended up getting my job with the running and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the great part about, or what Willow was saying about when we were all the noises.
Yeah.
Like, that's what touched me. I got a bit emotional watching it.
Yeah.
Because you're locked in a cell, and all you can hear is all the noises, the different music, the sound, the shouting, and the arguments going on. And wait till I see you tomorrow, and this, that, and the other. So it's a mad fucking, you know what I mean? It's a horrible existence, you know what I mean? So the lighter I did, I only got 6 fucking months of not bleeding that and more, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's them spiritual awakenings. If you do a bit of reading, Joseph Campbell is your man's name. He's a fucking serious runner. He ran in American colleges and stuff, but he went on to write all these books, and he influenced all these people, you know. One of his main books is The Hero with 1,000 Faces, and it's like, a hero in our mind sometimes is not the hero what you think of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the person trying to rebuild his life, you know what I mean? And help other people,
Right.
you know. They're good books, you know.
Right, I must try because I'm mad into the audio books.
Check him. Anything he writes about Joseph Campbell, it's top class, like, you know. And he has the running buzz as well.
Right,
he was a fucking serious runner in his day, like, you know.
Yeah, where's he from? Was he Irish?
American now. He's American. He's American, you know. But, that's the crack with Joseph Campbell. It was interesting listening to that. I was fucking, like, I was telling you, like, the reason why I work outside is I can't even walk in an office. I feel like I'm going to have a bleeding panic attack and feel like the walls are coming in on me. I just need to be outside.
I'm the same now myself, man. The outdoors is where it's at for me, you know what I mean?
Man. Even when I was back in school, I used to be looking out the window at a bus going by, going, I wish I was on that bleeding thing going somewhere. I just, I don't like being indoors too much, you know?
That's it, no, it's not a nice place to be, you know what I mean? But I'm blessed now that I have the job that I have as the head coach, and then working as the community coach in the area.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm out constantly. My Tuesday and Thursdays are my long days, and I'm out from 9 o'clock in the morning right through till probably 9 o'clock at night, you know what I mean, with different groups.
Yeah.
We have we start off a beginners morning group, then we'd have sometimes we do after school work, we do beginners in the evening, seniors, and then we have the kids as well, which we have tonight, 5 o'clock, 80 mad cherry orchard kids running around the field. Well, we 40 on average, we split them into 2 groups, you know what I mean, but so I'm blessed that I'm outdoors all the time.
Savage.
Bleeding deadly.
Savage. And you're a sea swimmer as well. You do loads of sea swimming.
Yeah, I fucking love it, John. I played I'm in the pool now at the minute, you know what I mean? But the cold has had to get to me this year, so I'm doing a little bit of sea swimming. And but yeah, no, I got big into that. I did. Through the lockdown now, I was out probably 4 days a week, and I was doing long distances as well, you know what I mean? So I was loving it. Just there's a sense of serenity out there, you know, when you're in the middle of the ocean, like, not in the middle of it, but you're away from all the noises.
Yeah.
And I used to love the sunrise, so I'd be out, you get in just before the sun comes up. But that calmness and the nature, I fucking love it. I just love it, you know what I mean? I love being on my own in the middle of the ocean,
That's whopper.
Into my own thoughts, you know what I mean?
That's whopper. We were out just dipping the other night at High Rock, but they're elderly people, but they swim, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they get in a High Rock, they don't dive in or anything, they just get in a High Rock and swim around to the shelters then.
Right.
It's a good kilometre.
Oh,
1.5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not big, so I know.
Because you have to go around the rocks, you know?
That's right, around there, there's like the lighthouse thing, isn't there? The tower, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, some of them are bleeding deadly. I looked at out the 40 front all the time, you see all the old ears, you know what I mean? In swimming as well.
Yeah.
Making a show on media war this year because I wasn't doing that in long distance because of the cold.
Yeah,
but it's great for you. We don't I love it. You know what I mean? There's not better than starting the day off and no cold bleeding dip. Boom.
No, it's come here. I'll be down there. I'll be down there tomorrow in the shelters. I go down at 6:30 on Friday morning. We stay down there for a bit and then I go into work.
Deadly.
But there's like a great little community. You know what I mean? And
Definitely.
if someone's not there, you drop them a message or it's a good little start to the week. And I'll float one of the days of the weekend. I float down. Now I might go to the shelters or I might just go around to High Rock. But it's savage. Like.
It's deadly having all them different spots along there as well, isn't there? There's a couple of nice ones,
It's whopper. It's a good buzz, you know.
Yeah.
But it keeps you in the moment.
Yes, most definitely, 100%. People ask you, how do you stay in the moment? Get in there, you're in there,
you're like, what should I say? Oh, him 200 quid. Jesus! You know what I mean? That's nice.
Oh, stuff, yeah.
It is nice. And you float out to the 40 foot a bit as well.
Yeah, that's kind of a bit closer towards the Portmarnock
Right.
and all, do you know what I mean? So it's handier out that way, but I would love to be living a bit closer. I'd be out there more often. But for us, it's like 30 minutes. If you get out early in the morning, I'm an early riser, so I'd be out there, there's no traffic or that.
Yeah.
You'd be out in 30 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, cracker it is.
Yeah. Another good spot, I haven't been out there in a little while, but I'm planning Skerries. Be a bit further for you. That's a whopper spot.
Yeah, I was out there last summer, I think it was. It's like a nice little bathing.
Yeah.
Concrete, isn't it? Yeah, deadly.
And they have a little buoy out, and I see all the owls and outlets. They swim around the buoy and come back in, and I think that's about a mile of a swim as well. You know,
Deadly. Must check that out.
That's from the Springboards, it's called.
Yeah.
So they have a buoy, and they all get in, swim around it, and come back in. You know.
Because I'm only starting to get back into the long distance stuff, you know what I mean, with putting the wetsuit on and all. I wouldn't mind having my wetsuit every time I go out, but I'm just bottling it at the minute, so I will get out there. But the likes of that, I must check it out, because I love going to a different spot as well, you know what I mean? Yeah. Especially now with this Ironman coming up, I need to get a couple of big swims in the sea, you know what I mean? I need to get a couple of them in, so should be good. Yeah. Check out a new spot, you know what I mean?
Now there's nice coffee shops and there's nice food out there. There's a couple of nice restaurants as well, you know. They do. There's a place there right beside it called Stoops. They do this whopper seafood chowder.
Oh,
it's nothing better. Get in for a dip, come out, and brown bread with a lump of real butter on it.
I always get it no matter where I go. Especially now out of Dublin at all. I always go for seafood chowder. Can't beat it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice out there.
The best one I ever had, I was in Kerry one time. Goes into the pub and they had a loaf of bread and the inside of it was cut out of it. And the chowder was inside. Fucking. And then when you're finished your bleeding chowder, you were just breaking the bottom of the water. But anyway.
I like me sea swimming, but I like me grub as well.
Yeah,
I like
same.
Coffee.
Same.
Grub,
I love me coffee and the same, but the food, can't be a good bit of nosh.
So if people want to join Cherry Orchard Running Club, or they want to start off with the 5k, just get onto the Instagram page.
Yeah, Cherry Orchard Running Coach, that's my own personal page, and then we have the Cherry Orchard D10, the running club page as well. But we do a couch to 5k, we do about 4 or 5 of them a year. You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing online training as well, so I'm going to be doing couch to 5k. I feel that I have a good niche to it. I know what to say to people. I know how to get into their heads. A lot of people are afraid of a bit of pain, a bit of struggle. Yeah. Sometimes if you just could say the right things to them, and you know what I mean. So, and I've taught hundreds of people to run. You know what I mean. And a lot of our groups, like, we start off with 50 of them, and you probably only lose 5 out of 50. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That'll drop off because of just getting into. I changed their mindset around it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But again, running will change your life, and I say it to every single person that I work with. You know what I mean? None of them believe that they can run 5k. Yeah. Give them 6 weeks with me. You know what I mean? And they're on it then. They're thinking, this is possible. You know what I mean? So, but definitely, give us a shout if anyone ever wants to get into the running game. I can point them in the right direction.
And are you doing any 5k runs or anything? I seen on Instagram, I think the lockdown, you just had like a little run around here.
We have one coming up. It's basically the Ballyfermot Cherry Orchard 5k. It's in conjunction with the local council. The date has not. I think if is the date being confirmed yet? If it has, I can't remember it. But we put loads of advertisements out. It'll be all on my page and stuff like that. And we're trying to raise funds for a local man. He was an ambulance driver who a car mounted a bleeding footpath and hit him and his wife. Oh Jesus! So we're hoping to raise a few bob for him as well. He lost his leg, his wife. They're okay now. They're in recovery. So hopefully that'll raise a few bob for them. You know what I mean? So.
Sound. That's it hits with the date on that. I was looking for
I will do
5k to run.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll let you know. You'll see it now. I'll be advertising it. I'm thinking it's around the 12th, the second weekend in June. I think is what's at the popping up. But I'll let you know. And again, we'll be advertising that loads. We will.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
So get on to Cherry Orchard Running Club. Oceanrobe, if you want to buy an old Oceanrobe, support an Irish business. Cheers, and man. Kenneth, thanks a million for coming on. And keep sea swimming, keep running. Hope the triathlon goes well.
Please God, I'll get through it. That would be okay, I'd say. But thanks again for having me on.
No worries. Please like, subscribe, share this on YouTube, Instagram, spray it round, do us a favour on WhatsApp, and Kenneth, I'll get you to press that red button.
No bother. God bless everyone.